Time now for our international press review. You've all been waiting for it, and so have I. Clovis Casali is here.
Hey,
Clovis, I don't know whether you're starting serious or silly, but start anyway. Go ahead.
Always start serious with Guadeloupe, and the main newspaper there, called France Antilles, has a picture of the union representatives meeting with the mediators sent in by the French government, and they are rather unconvinced by the proposals made, so talks will have to continue to reach some kind of an agreement. Le Parisien aujourd'hui en France has pictures that give you kind of a sense of what's going on. The situation's tense. You can see young rioters throwing stones at the police. It's been going on for days. Police forces mobilised day and night, and especially at night, that's when the violence is at its peak. President Sarkozy announced a series of measures yesterday, and he said he would soon go to Guadeloupe, but only when the violence stops. And for Libération, Sarkozy has finally discovered Guadeloupe. The left-wing French newspaper is being ironic, of course, and criticises the French president for having waited a month before taking up the dossier personally.
Indeed, a lot of people in both Guadeloupe and Martinique have been critical of Sarkozy for not acting, citing his role as hyper-president, but not actually acting and doing stuff there. But now something seems to be moving on. What's next?
Let's talk business, and actually secret Swiss bank accounts, they are under threat. Authorities have agreed to reveal to US investigators the name of 300 American clients suspected of tax evasion. And Swiss-German newspaper Tages-Anzeiger has a cartoon on its front page with a huge safe symbolising representing banking secrecy torn by a US justice bullet. A spokesperson for UBS is standing in front of the safe and saying that banking secrecy is not threatened, but it's clearly not what Tages-Anzeiger thinks. And the same for another newspaper, Swiss newspaper, Francophone this time, La Tribune de Genèves, and its editorialist, who says that this shows that Barack Obama is ready to use all possible means to defend US interests. And this editorialist uses very strong language. He says that Washington is conducting violent and unfair attacks and is practically declaring war to Switzerland. Experts questioned by French paper Le Figaro don't believe it's the end of banking secrecy in Switzerland yet, but it is paving the way, and Washington's move could inspire the Europeans and the G20. The Europeans and tax havens in Europe are under pressure, though some states such as Austria have already stated that they would put their veto to any move aimed at putting an end to banking secrecy.
So 52,000 people now quaking in their boots with their bank details to be handed over to the United States over suspected tax fraud. OK, moving on.
Well, let's talk about the Politkovskaya murder. The trial has ended, and it's on the front page of the Moscow Times, of course. Suspects walk free. The jury has declared them not guilty. And the family of the murdered journalist is actually relieved. Politkovskaya's son doesn't believe these suspects are the guilty ones. And the masterminds are still out there. And the family is particularly unhappy with the way the inquiry was conducted, while the Russian newspaper says the trial was often chaotic and authorities failed to bring to court the real masterminds.
I believe that the people who were free today were somehow involved in the killing of my mother. It even makes front page of the Financial Times as well. So obviously a very, very interesting but quite shocking case at the same time. Clovis, we need to leave it there. I'm sorry, you've got much more to tell us, I know, but people just go out and buy some papers and read all about it. Or better still, stay watching France 24. Stay with us.
In a time of economic crisis, they have become too expensive. Their factory has become too expensive. Dell factory workers in Limerick Island are in shock. The head of the world's second-largest computer manufacturer has decided to relocate production to Łódź in Poland, where labour costs are lower. Our reporters went to both cities to meet the winners and the losers in the game of globalisation. Don't miss Reporters, Friday 10:15 a.m. and our debate at 7:10 p.m. Paris time on France 24.